What's up, guys? So as an electrician, especially building out these solar systems and these solar arcs, we put up a lot of wireways, galvanized boxes. We make a lot of holes in metal, and you cannot beat these Milwaukee hole saws. I want to show these to you, show you what they can do, and talk a little bit about them, and just talk a little bit about making holes in metal. So now they do say that it's the impact hole saw set, and I think they say that more so because it has an impact chuck, but I do not like using it in the impact driver like they show in the picture. I like to use it in a drill, and man, these things are just so much quicker than the carbides, and they last so much longer than the other ones. You can't really force it, but you got to be use some thought. But I've tried a few different hole saws, and these are by far the best. So if you're doing electrical work, definitely buy these. If you are just a DIYer, I would say that for the price, this is a great set of hole saws. All right, here I have Mason. Oh wait, show the bit, show the bit. Look at that. Oh, dude, you're using a rigid drill. Cover that up. All right, he's got the Milwaukee thin wall hole saw. He's about to go for it. Dude, you gotta stop using your impact with that. And he pops in the grommet. Okay, it's gonna be way faster. All right, so now he's chucked it up in the drill. It's gonna be a lot quieter. That's what you want all day long. Isn't that right?
Good as gold.
Is that beautiful for you?
Voila.
Is that wonderful for your life?
Good enough.
All right, so there's that thin wall hole saw bit. Just
Start ripping through these little 14 gauge studs.
now that Mason has quit using the impact driver, he's got more speed and quieter. Coming through. No waller. You don't have to waller with that. Just go.
Double plate.
You just believe it. That's a double plate. They're not popping out as good, but they're faster than a carbide hole saw, would you say?
Yeah, it's pretty fast. I like it.
How many holes have you...
The preferred users on Amazon.
How many holes have you made?
I don't know, like 10 or so.
And it ain't dulling yet, huh?
No, that's fine.
It's called a center punch. It's hot. But if you can do that on an angle, I'll actually show you what it can do. Show you a traditional carbide saw next. It's nice to have a little pick or something though, because even though the spring's in there, they get stuck. They always do. I have something to pry them out with. This little channel locks thing works pretty good. This one's a little harder than usual. This is those channel locks lock ring pliers. Just got figured out they were perfect. This is a traditional like $40. This is like a Klein carbide bit. I'll show you how this works here in a second. See how long it takes. Now when I'm laying out my pipes, trying to mark them out, I just like to take the piece, put a level on it, level it. I like to level it that way, and then I level it that way. And it seems to get it pretty good. Alright, so first cut, full battery. First cut is with, don't know if you can see that or not. First cut's with the worn out Milwaukee. And since this is going to be a 2-inch knockout, I can do multiple holes if I'm going to knock it out anyway. And I'm going to push the same amount, but the amount I push is going to be based on how I feel like it's cutting. Like I said, it sticks a lot unless you angle it right. I'll keep a little sharp thing on there just to pop that sucker out. It seems like when they get a little cooler, they pop out easier. But like I said, you gotta factor that into your time too. How long does it take to get that piece out? In case you guys are wondering, that's my Makita charger in the background. Now we're going to do a hole with this bad boy. And the reason I'm doing this size hole is because that's the hole size for your knockout tool. I'm going to do it in the back. Well, maybe that is a little faster. Who knows? So anyway, this one, they're about the same speed, but this one is a whole lot more expensive. And you only got one size. This is my knockout punch. This is like a $700 rig, but you can get one that works just as good. Not just as good, but works pretty good at Harbor Freight for about $100, and it'll do anything this one can do. So this one's pretty nice though. It's got some unibits, which I've never taken, a spare O-ring kit, and I'll show you how it works. So you just thread the little stud into there. I'm going to use the spacers just so it'll be quicker. This part goes on here, and then this is the cutter, and it's got like an on-off switch, an on-off for the valve, and it rotates all around. That's why it's fancy. Alright, so the nice thing about this one is because of the way the head is, you can get it into some pretty tight spots. You can do the same thing with the Harbor Freight, like I said. The other thing about the Harbor Freight punch is that it's actually just a little bit quicker. It has crosshairs on it too. If you really got to punch a bunch of holes and you want them all to look really good and be in a line, you can do that. I'm threading the cutter on to the back side of this hole. And then this thing just, it's not a lot of movement on this side. Camera's probably gonna fall. There's a beautiful hole. Now I'll show you. Now look here, folks. Now I'm gonna punch a 2. Most people would pay to see 2-inch Johnny punch a 2. Y'all are gonna get it for free. This is the 2-inch cutter. And like I said, if you trace your hole, you don't really have to worry about the crosshairs too much. This one's fast enough for me. It can fit anywhere. It's a very reliable punch. a downside to the Harbor Freight is it leaks. Every time you get it out, it leaks a little bit of oil. But an upside is that it's 100 bucks. You can do your whole job, and then, you know, you got a nice little punch.